Welcome, welcome, welcome. TBW Clips. I am Tyson. Today, racism. Is there a correlation between racism and capitalists? Capitalism and racism. Is capitalism the reason for racism? I have a montage here that was put together by a Chad O. Jackson. Go ahead and check him out if you get a chance. So let's check this out right here.
What is a good black? A good black is a person that has the ability to make white people feel extraordinarily comfortable with them, with the differences between them. Those of us who've been a good black are still being a good black. We have been trained almost since birth of how to integrate ourselves as much as possible. And those of us who do it the best are typically
I guess she's completely right, but I don't think there's nothing wrong with assimilating in a country that you live in. I don't understand how that's crazy or you're being a terrible person. White people have to assimilate too. Hispanics, everybody who lives or comes to America has to assimilate, and those who assimilate does the best. It makes sense. Okay.
the most successful when it comes in business and corporations. You're very rarely going to see a black person who completely embraces and outwardly shows their black culture, their black pride, talks about black issues out there, because the better you can play the game, the better you're at it. And I don't even think white people understand that they're being finessed, and that most of the black people they interact with are one way at working things and are even social.
You have to do that with everybody. You have to, in life, you have to be all things to all men, right? Can you go, if you want to make the most money, you have to appeal to the most people. So somebody who's uptight and a stickler by the rules, you have to be able to engage with that guy as well as the guy on the street corner who doesn't care about anything. That's being a people person. Everybody has to do it.
And then code switch when they're in an environment where we feel comfortable.
4th of July, we're not buying, we're not doing, we're not driving, we're not posting, we're not getting the bus, we're not flying, we're not booking, we're not doing anything. Do you understand? No fireworks, no red, white, and blue shirts. Don't go nowhere. Stay at the house. It starts on the 4th of July. You want a day? We're not going to just boycott one thing. We're going to boycott everything. Do you understand me? Don't buy nothing on the 4th of July. Don't post. Don't do Don't go to work. And I know a lot of you like, oh, I can't afford to take a day off. Well, we can't afford to keep dying either. They make the most money off our black ass. So guess what? 4th of July, that's when it's time. We're going to stop. I don't want...
She's saying boycotting buying things from the white man. Well, do that all the time. Just go buy from black-owned businesses. But if you're against capitalism, it's not going to be a lot of black-owned businesses. If you have a socialist mindset, you're not going to have a business for black people to go because you want the government to give you the money to spread the wealth. Mm-hmm.
Hear no excuses. And if you're going to continue to go ahead and buy your red, white, and blue shirt and your red, white, and blue Jordans, you know, and a slab of ribs on the 4th, please unfollow, because you're a part of the problem.
If I ever go back to teaching or doing the lectures or whatever, if I'm talking to a crowd of 100 young black people, me telling them all how to get their finances in order is only really going to be useful to 5 of them. So the other thing I'm going to say is, you all should think about organizing. Have you thought about building a union? Have you joined your local political organizing campaign? The advice of do good in capitalism is not good advice. The reality of capitalism is that everybody can't be a millionaire. In fact, fact, the design of capitalism explicitly requires a set amount of people to be poor. And the added spice of structural systemic racism and white supremacy in America means that by design, the vast majority of poor people in this country will be black. That is our role in capitalism.
If we are living like socialists, if we're living like socialists and not assimilating to a capitalist country, yes, you're going to be poor. But what is America's poor? We're poor compared to, yeah, the super rich guy, right? Of course. But the poor people here are richer than many rich people or people who would be in the middle class in other countries. It's the truth. You have to assimilate. So So he's saying he's absolutely correct. Everybody can't be millionaires, but those millionaires bring up and raise other people up. Our poor is not so poor compared to other countries. Just remember that. And if socialism is good, because that's the counter to capitalism, socialism, are those socialism countries or a bunch of black people rich in those countries? The whole continent of Africa, several countries there. How rich are those black people there? I don't know.
Black people are more likely to be impoverished or incarcerated or killed by police or dying of heart disease and cancer. There's nothing inferior about Black people as a group. So there must be policies and practices that are leading to those disparities. And as Americans,
He's completely right. He's completely right. Policies and practices. And who do most black people vote for in their communities, their local community? Democrats, who want socialists instead of allowing people to go out and get jobs and build businesses, make it easier for that to happen. Just because you own a business doesn't mean you're going to be rich. You can have a small business and do well enough to maintain your lifestyle.
we should come together to identify and eliminate those disparities.
The target of social justice movements is white supremacy, and I have a little analogy that might help y'all understand this. So, our society is made of primarily right-handed people. We are the majority, so our system is designed for right-handed people. The products designed by companies are designed primarily for right-handed people. If you're right-handed, you might have never noticed this, but if you're left-handed, I'm sure that you have. And so whenever you go to school or go to work, things like scissors are provided for right-handed people without considering the needs of left-handed people. Now, imagine if left-handed people started talking about the system which provides disadvantages for them because they are not kept in mind when the system is designed. So their frustrations are aimed at the system. It is aimed at the companies.
All right, we're gonna leave it there. I kind of see what she's saying, but at the same time, there are plenty of left-handed people that are rich, plenty of right-handed people that are poor, and they have a lot of uniform things that are able to use from left-handed people and right-handed people. And with the scissors thing, they do have left-handed scissors, but I can understand what she's saying, but it doesn't make any sense because left-handed people are still thriving in this country. So let me know what you guys think about that map montage. Again, shout out to Chad O. Jackson for putting this together. And let me know down in the comments if you guys think socialism is the answer to racism as it describes up there on the screen. Do you think capitalism is a racist form of government. This is the only capitalist country. There might be one or two others that probably took some stuff from America, but this is the freest country in the world, the most capitalist country in the world, the richest country in the world, and the youngest country in the world. All right. So thank you guys so much for joining me, and you guys have a great day.